Okay, quick and dirty video today. No intro music, nothing fancy, because we're just a couple hours out from the free agency transfer window opening up. Everything's going to go bonkers, and it's time for me to do my final projections on each of the different teams. I will say that I'm a little nervous to put these out there because my understanding is there's been a whole lot that has been changing in the past 48 hours. In fact, I've got the spreadsheet that I've fleshed out entire teams. I've moved stuff around, so things are pretty wild this offseason, and things are coming down to the wire. Not every team has all their stuff figured out yet. A lot of fans, I think, believe that all these teams make all their decisions before this window starts. They try to do most of their planning, but a lot of players are not completely locked in yet. And so I think we will continue to get things sort of sorted out as time goes on, especially for the players that are not, prime picks or for a rookie position. So just know that there's some openings here. And to that point, I have three different ways of, locking in a player. I have 90% confidence, so that's going to be the green that you'll see. 50+% confidence, which is going to be the yellow. That's generally whenever I haven't been able to hear that it's commonly accepted or things are changing last minute. And then I also just have I don't know who's going to get this spot, whatever. So without further ado, here are my projections. We'll see which ones end up being true. I'm a little nervous, but here we go. So first off, we'll start with the easy ones. C9, Fudge, Blabber, Perks, Sven, Vulcan. Now, I do want to say two things. One, that in the past 24 to 36 hours, I've been hearing rumors that EG is making a last-second play to try to convince G2 to get them perks. I don't think it's going to necessarily work, but I guess we'll find out. That's the rumor mill right now. So if you see perks all of a sudden end up on EG, that's what it'll be. My guess is that Perks wants to play for C9, and Carlos might just be leveraging an EG offer to run up the cost for Jack, but whatever. Just pure speculation, by the way. Pure speculation on my part, but I just feel like that's kind of likely what's happening here at the very end. I also want to mention that Isles, who I previously said was going to probably be on Immortals, is now going to be headed to C9 for their Academy position, which means, to my knowledge, that he actually turned down an LCS spot to play for C9 Academy. It's a bold move. I'll let the fans decide what they think of that. Okay, next up, we have Team Liquid, another easy one. Alfari, Santorin, Jensen, Tactical, Core JJ, and then Isla, as an OCE player, will also be joining their Academy, to my understanding. Wouldn't be surprised if Spawn had some last-second hand in that, but yeah, we'll see how everything goes. But everybody's kind of known about that roster for a while, so no big surprises. Let's go to Immortals now. Now, again, I said Isles was going to be there, but what it sounds like it's going to actually be is Revenge, Xerxes, Insanity, Raze, and Destiny. Feeling pretty confident about that, so all those players are locked in green. And again, there's been some last-second stuff. I up until I actually had to reset this video because while I was filming it, I heard that stuff had changed on the support front for Immortals. So that's where we're at. We'll see if all the 5 of those players come through, but I'm pretty confident based off of everything I'm hearing right now that those players are all starting. IMT, we're locking this all in green. Maybe it's too bold or confident of me, but Revenge, Xerxes, Insanity, Raze, and Destiny. I previously had said that Isles was going to be on this team, but I hear he's, as I said, turned down stuff for C9. So we'll see how things go with IMT. But this looks like what their roster is going to be like. I'm pretty confident in this one. Moving on to FlyQuest. Okay, so FlyQuest is a team that presumably will be running none of the same players that they had previously. Several, as I had said previously, I've heard that some of the NBA stuff has trickled out to some of these other teams, and so I think in some cases they had hard time retaining some of the players, and other cases they couldn't get the roster that players wanted. Regardless, my understanding is that Licorice, Palafox, and Diamond are headed to FlyQuest, and that this is all part of one big package that Jack had. He packaged all 3 of these players together, and a team took them, that team being FlyQuest. There is a rumor that Palafox may not initially start on FlyQuest, that Jack may have some sort of deal that allows Palafox to play for C9 until Perks shows up. Just as a hedge against the visa issues. I don't know. It's I'm just letting you know there's a rumor. I would not put that rumor with the green if I was labeling rumors, but it's something I've heard. Jose Dioto is supposedly joining this team. So I've gotten a lot of messages from people about Jose Dioto. I think I made a joke during Worlds about teams looking at his performance being like, oh, so maybe we'll see that. I think we will, based off my 90% confidence. And then definitely, or maybe Johnson. And I hope that you guys will forgive my like putting both those names in. But my understanding is if they can get Johnson, they're going to run Johnson. If not, they're going to play with Deftly. We will see. Okay, so let's go on to Golden Guardians. So this is a team, I have no idea what they are doing. They no longer have any of their players. Their team has changed from what it was dramatically. The only thing I've heard pretty confidently is that they're going to run Niles and a Blaze Olive. They did just draft Niles from the Scouting Grounds draft, and I think a Blaze Olive is on their academy team right now. But those are the two that I've heard. For the other three positions, I would guess that probably all three rookies, maybe one veteran and one of these. But that's kind of speculation on my part. I just don't know what they're going to do in those three spots, and I don't know if they know what they're going to do yet. There's a chance I could see perhaps them waiting until the dust settles to figure out who to grab from who remains. All right, so this is the spicy one. Golden Guardians, initially, to my understanding, had Closer and FBI going to 100T. I reported that. I think now, from my understanding, it's likely that they pick up Huhi. It sounds like they're also getting DeMonte, and then they will run someday. So yes, if you are looking at this, you're realizing it's the Golden Guardians roster plus someday. I'm fairly confident this is what they're going to run. Maybe I'll end up being wrong, but I think there's going to be a pretty big fan response to this roster, and boy, we're going to do Hotline League tonight, so hopefully people will call in and talk about that. All right, Dignitas. Dig is very difficult to know. I think there is a chance they run Hanser in the top lane. I feel like they're running out of options for top laners, and so I could totally see that happening. I have no idea who they're going to run in the mid lane. At one point in time, I heard they might get DeMonte, but now that I hear that he's probably going to 100T, I don't think they have that as an option anymore. We know that Dardoch and Aframu are going to be there, and then I am fairly confident that they will be running either Johnson or Sneaky. You may, have noticed from the other stuff, Johnson is an interesting figure right now because it seems like a lot of the ADC stuff is going to work out based off of where Johnson ends up, and I think a lot of that is up in the air right now. I don't know if Dig is just trying to get like last minute bidders to spend a ton, but we will see what ends up there. But this is kind of what I have right now for Dignitas. All right, this is my third time re-recording the CLG part because I'm hearing so many different things this morning. Things are changing a ton. I guess it's early afternoon. So I originally had them as Finn, Brox, and Pobelter. We've known pretty confidently about that for a while. Those are still locked in 90%. But I had previously heard that they were trying to either get Deftly or possibly even Sneaky. And then possibly running Zazel. Zazel, I think, is running out of options. Anyway, I've heard that CLG is very, very, very likely to get Turtle or Smoothie. That being said, I've heard that EG is trying to maybe get Turtle now too because something else fell through. I'm going to have to refilm the EG part now, but that's what I'm hearing for CLG. So we'll have to see if they can lock in Turtle. I hear it's very likely. I actually almost had this. I had this in green, then I downscaled it to yellow just because I hear FlyQuest is, EG is trying really hard to get Turtle. So we'll see if he ends up at CLG or EG, but I think it'll be one of the two of those. Okay, re-recording the final two teams here, which are EG and TSM, because things are shifting. So originally, I had for EG, Impact, Sven, Jizuke, Lust, and Ignar. I've heard that the Lost deal with TSM may not happen. So I'm 50% on Impact. I think Sven and Ignar are lock-ins. I think Esports Maniacos also said that Ignar was supposed to go there. I think Ignar really wants Wild Turtle, which is why we're coming down to the wire here on whether or not EG or CLG end up with Wild Turtle. Again, I've heard it's very, very likely to be CLG, but Ignar might be pushing hard for Wild Turtle. And then, I don't know, they might not run Jizuke in the mid lane, but I've yet to hear a single rumor about what they were doing in mid lane other than trying to get perks. So maybe they don't end up getting perks and Jizuke plays, or maybe they don't end up getting perks and then they find another available mid laner very, very late in the process. But that's kind of what we're looking at with EG. And again, like, there was a deal on the table for Lost in trade for, which brings me to the TSM section, Huni. So 100%, I guess I should say 90% confident that there was a deal that would have placed Huni at TSM in exchange for Lost. Now that's crazy to me. I think it's wild to hear of TSM running Huni. My understanding is they did not want to pay the buyout fee for Licorice that Cloud9 was asking for, and so they were going to run Huni. I now have heard this deal has fallen through. I don't know. Maybe they still end up getting Huni. I don't have anybody else to put in this position right now for the top line. So I'm going to just keep him in there, even though, like, maybe he's not at 50+% confidence and maybe it's bad for me to throw him in there, but whatever. Maybe the rumor falling through is not true. Secondly, we've got Sword Art joining in the support position, 50% confidence. Now, this is one rumor. It is the latest one that I've heard. I feel not confident enough to put it 90%, but I definitely feel significantly higher than 50%. I think that's likely the TSM support. I don't think anybody else has said this rumor yet, so we'll see. But that is, I'm gonna project something for TSM, and the projection is gonna be Huni and Sword Art, even though I think Huni might have fallen through and Sword Art is, I haven't heard too much else other than the one thing. So TSM fans, I'm sure will react and go crazy at the idea of this, but we'll see. That might end up happening. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out Alienware. I'm not even gonna I don't have enough time for a dedicated outro. Sorry, Alienware. Please make up for my lack of constructing an outro because I don't have enough time by going to alienware.com/Travis in the link in the video description and using Travis10off Q4 as the code. They've got some great stuff coming out these holidays. They've supported me so much. I love Alienware and I love you. Thank you. Hopefully you subscribe because it would be great if you did that.